Guys, this is what I'm gonna wear on the battlefield when I get drafted for World War III.
You gonna send me and my sister to go fight a war that I never even signed up for?
Because when I get in that field, I might be petty just enough to where I might shake hands with them and turn back on you for putting me in that position.
You have just been drafted into the United States military. You're going to see the record for the most people who willingly said, I'd actually rather sit in a jail cell.
This just popped into my head. People are going to get drafted, right?
What has my country ever done for me besides make it impossible to buy a house and refuse to give me any sort of student loan relief?
I'm not fighting no fucking war for the United States. I'm not.
You guys, this is what I'm gonna...
Sure, we saw the same thing during Vietnam. We just didn't have TikTok, right? Why do these people think there's going to be a draft all of a sudden? Like TikTok's overflowing with Gen Z saying there's going to be a draft. They're going to call you up. We just had a record-setting people join. Thanks for coming back. How many people that are in are going to say, I don't want to fight that war? Are we going to have a draft? Let's take a gander.
Wear on the battlefield when I get drafted for World War III. So you guys, these are so World War III vibes, and they are just some camo dickies. I think these are gonna look so cute when I'm running through the trenches on the battlefield. So the next thing I'm gonna change into is this Nike t-shirt, and it's the perfect camo green
Is this an affiliate link below thing? Like affiliate links below, bro.
color, especially for the battlefield. And it does have the Nike logo on it, so I think it's gonna give me like extra strength and power, because Nike is like so like running and like powerful. Like I feel like it's very...
Okay. He may be just shilling some gear, right? The rest of them are really pissed off. They think there's a draft. They don't want to go. I understand that. But where'd they get this draft thing from? Do you think there's gonna be a draft? I mean, we didn't have a draft in the GWAD, but they were wrapped up about it. Let's take a gander at the crazies.
Who? Me? Hell no. I'm not doing that shit. Is you fucking crazy? I don't give a rat's ass if I'm gonna be considered guilty of treason or if I'm thrown in jail. I'm not fighting no fucking war for the United States. I'm not fucking doing it.
Who would he fight one for, do you think? You think he'd fight for another country, just in general, no war? Or just the United States? All these wars, the military-industrial complex thing. You think he'd go to prison? He may just be like logistics guy back in the States, right? Is it worth going to prison over? I think the answer is yes. Like maybe go to Canada. So they have shin splints, right?
Not in this lifetime. No. Hell no. You'd have to drag me out of this with me screaming, hollering, crying, throwing up. And I'm still not going. I would kill myself before I ever hop on a fucking military base for the United States. Or just period in general. No disrespect to anybody who is in the military. I just know I'm not built for that shit.
I can respect that. I can't respect that. You don't want a guy who doesn't want to be there, right? I mean, we've had draftees since World War II, Vietnam, Korea, up until, I think, the 70s, right? We had a draft. A lot of countries do, mandatory service. But if a man says, I'm not built for it, he could be the next Chesty Puller in his heart of hearts, but do you want that guy?
I'm not a war person. I'm not doing that shit. And you telling me that I'm drafted and I gotta go? I'm gonna look at that paper and I'm gonna rip that bitch up and throw it in the fucking trash. I'm not going. I'm not going. If that means that I'm gonna have to be thrown in jail so that Big Papa can make me his... Okay.
Well, the man's honest, and there's thousands of these on TikTok. I don't know there's a draft. There's going to be a draft. There hasn't been one since the 70s. However, this group of people's wound up about it. They think they're going to get called to war. It's going to be like 1943. Go fight the Germans, son.
What do y'all mean? Freaking Congress signed a bill to let 18-year-old, 26-year-olds, women and male, to get drafted. I'm not going nowhere. Hell no.
Let's recall that was last year. The timing is interesting, right? Now, if women are going to be in combat arms roles, they should be able to get drafted. Haven't had a draft in, 50 plus years, but it is timings. Interesting.
Hell no. This is not my fight. No. I object. I rebuke. I'm not going.
No.
You gonna send me and my sister to go fight a war that I never even signed up for? Hell no. No.
No.
No.
Pack your bag, kid. You're getting drafted for World War III. You must have the wrong house, pal. Nope. You gotta fight in the war. And if I don't, jail. Fine. What? I choose jail. Go to jail, then fight for your country? Yeah. Why? What has my country ever done for me besides make it impossible to buy a house and refuse to give me any sort of student loan relief or affordable health care? This country's like a deadbeat dad that swears he'll pick me up on the weekends, but then ends up spending all of his money on scratch tickets and booze, and at the same time refuses to pay child.
I got a real question for you. What other country's better? I'm not even taking a side here. No politics involved. We got people who flood the border, who come here from all over the world. I wonder what country, if you ask this lady, like, hey, what country would you prefer us be like? Like, what's the gold standard? I don't know that you ever get an answer just beyond we should do a lot of free stuff, and this country sucks. I'm like, well, where would you go? Clue me in on the utopia so I can go there.
Give me a country worth fighting for, and then maybe I'll fight in your stupid war, Dad. It's your duty as an American citizen. It's also the government's responsibility to protect and represent its citizens, but I don't see much of that happening. Right now, the government looks like hospice care. The Senate chamber reeks of death and mothballs. Grim Reaper's probably forced to sit in at every meeting. I don't care about your views, okay?
I agree with that. You need term limits, age limits. We got people represented as they go in broke. They come out worth $50, $100 million. They're the best stock pickers in the world. Somehow it's not public service anymore, is it? And just like we serve them somehow or the other. I can't disagree.
I'm not asking you, I'm telling you. And I'm telling you, you're not getting a win with me. You want me to fight in a war? I can't even win the war with my own brain.
Oh, yeah, that's a problem, huh? Wait till you get to this next one. The guy's like, if the enemy comes, I'll join them just to spite you.
I'm giving up my booty on a silver platter to my bunkmate before I go to war. Being a draft dodger is not a life sentence. You know what is a life sentence? Getting your shit blown smooth off by an intervention. If you think I'm gonna go overseas, give the government access to my black body, step on an IED just to have my kneecaps blown to smithereens, all in the name of oil and overlords? Are you nuts? This generation is not getting propagandized to
I agree. They're not getting propagandized. They've kind of gone full circle here, but at some point, what do you do with this information? So I don't know there's any war because, well, let me back up. They are propagandized to a degree, maybe not about the war machine, but about everything else, like face diapers, 25 pokes. You know, this machine and TikTok and the media can really convince them. They're like, I need to do this. St. Floyd is a hero. I mean, they do get propagandized to a degree. It just depends on what it's about, right?
the same extent, I will forgive those that came before us. My African-American forefathers were bamboozled, if you will. They believed that they were doing their due diligence, their duty as an American, and they came back and still were not afforded the same rights as their white counterparts. But now I'll be damned if I'm forced to fight some bullshit cause only to come back to this country without free healthcare and hear some white man talking to me about black fatigue.
This healthcare is a big thing for this generation, isn't it? They demand free healthcare. I recall they said Obamacare was going to solve the problem. I remember hearing that from Bernie Sanders. Obviously, that didn't work. So they want free healthcare, free college, free house, a lot of free stuff. I mean, if we figure that out, how that free ferry works, let me know. I'm all about it. Doesn't seem like it ever works in any lifetime I've ever witnessed or any history.
Well, hello, everyone. Okay, I know we're all spiraling right now because, yes, there's a very good chance that we are going to war with Iran.
If you had to gamble, putting a wager down, what is the chance we go to war with Iran? What do you think? I don't have a hard opinion I'm comfortable with. It seems like that's the track record, right? That we end up in these things, sucked in. I hope not, but tell me in the comments.
This just popped into my head. People are going to get drafted, right?
Are they? Are they?
And there's going to be a lot of MAGA people who are going to be drafted.
I think there are plenty of people that are quote-unquote MAGA that are not going to go. Shin splints. I mean, do you ever see the wealthy kids during wars historically go? I mean, some, right? JFK. I think JFK's brother died flying a plane. So we did have, back up, historically, we did have some people that were wealthy that went off to war, but I think you had to have that pedigree to move up, right, in politics. That used to be a thing. You don't have to have that anymore. I don't even think it matters.
And didn't want this, that will have to go over and fight. And you know who can't serve in the military now? Due to ridiculous anti-trans laws? Trans people.
shockingly enough, during a war, I think we had, what is it, the 100,000, what was it, McNamara's, where you got people with these low IQs in to Vietnam to fill bodies. But they do that. It was Vietnam again. There's bodies. We don't care if you got asthma, if you're of this persuasion, whatever. We just need the bodies, right? I wouldn't use that as the out if you really think this is happening.
So if you're trans and you are within that age and bracket to be drafted, congratulations. You don't have to fight this stupid war. I don't want to go to war. This is not what I want at all. But all I can think right now is I bet there's a bunch of people in MAGA who are going to get drafted that wish they were trans because they also didn't want this.
Can you see any people that are quote unquote MAGA that come out as trans, not go to war? I can see that. I don't see a draft, but it's funny to watch Gen Z just lose their minds over a draft that doesn't exist. But they've seen it. They saw the GWAL. They grew up with it. They saw what they were told, what the results were, and they're like, I don't want to do it. It's going to be a hard thing to overcome in the future wars for profiteering. That'll be really hard.
But you know what? You get what you voted for.
This message is to the United States government and the United States government only. I hope you, the FBI, CIA, Air Force, Army, Space Force, Navy, all are watching this. You don't want me in that war. You don't want to draft me. You don't. I'm telling you, you don't want to draft me. Because when I get in that field, I might be petty just enough to where I might shake hands with them and turn back on you for putting me in that position. I had nothing to do with that.
Wow, that's an interesting take, right? That I may join the enemy and turn on you. I did a poll here. I said if we were invaded by a foreign adversary, how many Americans would join the foreign adversary? Check the poll out. It was a big number. People thought like 40%. I don't doubt it. I see a lot of this. Like CCP comes in. People be like, I stand with the CCP. It's like Gavin Newsom did when they came to San Francisco, right? Flags up. That could be a thing.
It was you, your decision to go make these affairs, these incorrect affairs with these international countries. I had nothing to do with that. Matter of fact, I had nothing to do with being here in the first place. I was born in the United States of America against my own will. Oh, my heritage, I was brought over here against my own will. So why do you think that I'm going to be loyal to you?
This crowd's tough, right? What do you want from me here? Not loyal to the country, not happy with anything. You didn't make any effort to go back to wherever you're from. You didn't say, this place sucks. I'm going back to wherever my heritage is. You just complain a lot, is what I've noticed. I'm not disagreeing that maybe his ancestors did come here without their consent. But what do you do with this information in 2025?
If you need some help, I would say you should recruit those people that are diehard Americans. I think you should recruit those people that were at a certain place on a certain day, climbing certain things. So, let me help you. Help me. Help you. Help me. You're gonna have a better day. Because I might just be that little tipping point for you in winning the war.
This is Dr. Seuss over here. What the hell are you saying? Do you want to have somebody who just does not want to be there? I'm sure a lot of people don't, but they ended up being Medal of Honor recipients, right? They're draftees. They're outstanding in every way. This crowd does not seem like they have any interest. Again, hundreds of thousands on TikTok. TikTok's losing its mind right now over a draft that doesn't exist yet.
I tell you what, y'all can pass as many bills as y'all want. I bet you when it's time to go up over there, though, can't nobody find me. I'm willing to bet that on everything I love. Listen up, I'm from the hood of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, okay? I don't give a damn who we got beef with. I'm innocent. Better yet, all them damn prehistoric people in the White House and Congress, send them over there. Y'all suit up and go. Y'all the ones they don't like. I can't name the leader of one country we got beef with.
It's a good point. He didn't have a beef. Most of us don't have a beef, neither does other country. Who would you send as a politician that's really always angry? Like Lindsey Graham, loved every war he's ever seen. Who else would you say, this politician should go because he always or she always wants war? I think it was Nikki Haley. It's a pile of Democrats. I mean, CNN, MSNBC is now talking we should do something in Iran. We should do it. What is going on here? Whole thing flipped on its head, but who would you send?
Messed up again and said we, y'all. I can't name one country y'all got beef with. We don't be talking to them. Y'all do. I don't know Russian number. I can't just pick up the phone and ask them what the hell they beef is. So don't just get the pads and bills saying if they want to fight, I gotta go. Like, honestly, truthfully, I don't know why no countries is mad at each other. I have zero knowledge on...
Well, money, we know that. It's pretty entertaining. What do you think? Is there going to be a draft? Question. Put it in the chat. I think no. I don't even know why you'd think that, but TikTok gets spun up because they get propagandized, clearly. Are we going to war? Are we going to war with ground troops? Maybe more clear. I don't think we are. I hope we're not. I'm smoking the hopium here. God, I hope not. Is this generation, how long is it going to take for this generation forgets the GWAT and then gets sucked into another GWAT 2.0? I don't know what's going to happen with the social media now. These young folks see the ramifications, like 20 years, what happened? What did we get? Did we get any benefit? Was it about big money being made? I mean, it's hard for them to look away from that. I don't know, you can never, once you've shown what's behind the curtain, you can't ever escape it, right?